Hello and welcome back to math. This is Mrs. Fleury. We're going to start with a number talk today, and we're going to use our add 'em up strategy again. The last time we did this, we were focusing on making a 10 to help us solve problems. So I have 18 plus 8. When I look at 18 plus 8, can you make a 10 somewhere? I'm thinking we can, because I know that 8 plus 2 more is 10. So I'm going to take 2 from 18, make that be 16. I'm going to add that 2 to the 8, make it be 10, add 16 plus 10 together, and I have 26. I also thought, could I make a 20? Yeah, I could make a 20. I could take 2 from 8, add it to the 18 to make 20. And remember, I took 2 away from the 8, so now that's only 6. Add that 6. 20 plus 6 is 26. I thought of another way. I thought, there's a double. I know that 8 plus 8 is 16. This is not a 1. That's a 10. The value of that 1 in the tens place is a 10. So if I take that 10 and add it to my 8 plus 8, which is 16, add those together, and I have 26. So when solving addition problems, I can work on making a 10, or maybe can I make a 20 to help me solve my problems? Good job. Our focus today in our math lesson is going to be that of elapsed time. And elapsed means what has gone by. So to help us with that in our mental math and fluency, we are going to work with skip counting by minutes and hours. So we're going to start with skip counting forward by 5 minutes. We're going to start at 1:05 and end at 2 o'clock. Are you ready? Count with me. 1:05, 1:10, 1:15, 1:20, 1:25, 1:30, 1:35, 1:40, 1:45, 1:50, 1:55, 2 o'clock. Nice work. All right, now we're going to continue to skip count forward, but this time we're going to go by 15 minutes, and we'll start at 1 and end at 3. Count with me. 1 o'clock, 1:15, 1:30, 1:45, 2 o'clock, 2:15, 2:30, 2:45, 3 o'clock. All right. Lastly, we're going to skip count by hours. We're going to start at 7:15 a.m. and end at 11:15 p.m. Here we go. 7:15, 8:15, 9:15, 10:15, 11:15, 12:15 p.m., 1:15, 2:15, 3:15, 4:15, 5:15, 6:15, 7:15, 8:15, 9:15, 10:15, and 11:15 p.m. Now, I had said earlier 11:15, and then the next hour I said 12:15 p.m. In the morning, it's a.m., but once it gets to be 12 o'clock in the afternoon or noon, then our label turns from a.m. to p.m. You need to get out your math journal and turn to page 10. Go ahead and pause. Open up your math journal to page 10. There's a problem on page 10 as you look at it that your task is to try to solve it. You can go ahead and get your toolkit clock out, or you might have another tool that you might want to use, or you could just use paper and pencil and draw pictures. Let's take a look at the problem together. You look at your math journal while I read the problem to you out loud. Sheena's math class began at 9:55 a.m. and ended at 11:30 a.m. She started to figure out how long the class lasted. She used a number line. Now, we used a number line last week to solve a problem with elapsed time. So we're going to work on two problems today, this one and another one. So your task is to study that number line, all right? And then you need to try to figure out how many hours and how many minutes her class was. So go ahead and turn off the video, try to figure out that problem, and come back when you're finished. Okay, let's take a look at Sheena's number line. What did she do first on her number line? She wrote down 9:55. What did she do last on her number line? She wrote down 11:10. Why those numbers? Well, when we go back to the problem, we can go through the story and pick out the important information. Well, it began at 9:55 a.m. and it ended at 11:10 a.m. Okay? So these are what I call hops. So the first thing that she did after putting her numbers on her number line was to hop. She decided to hop to a nearest hour, which is 10 o'clock, and that was 5 minutes. And you can see that here she wrote down how long it took her, and she wrote down her unit of minutes. MIN is an abbreviation for minutes. So she hopped 5 minutes, and it took her from 9:55 to 10 o'clock. Then she took a bigger hop. She took an hour hop, and that ended up at 11 o'clock. She knew she had to go to 11:10, so then she took one 10-minute hop. Then what she needed to do was figure out how many hours and how many minutes long her class was. That's why it's important when you write above your hops, not only do you tell how long it was, but you need to write down whether it was minutes or whether it was hours. Then it's easier for you to go back and put those together. So when I'm looking here, it was only 1 hour. And then I have a 10-minute hop and a 5-minute hop. 10 plus 5 is 15. So her math class lasted 1 hour and 15 minutes. So when you are trying to find how long something was or the elapsed time of something, you want to use a number line. It's a great tool. And at the beginning, you write down the time something starts. At the end, you write down the time something ends. And then you do your hops. And your hops are going to be big enough to get to either the next hour or to the next half hour. Sometimes they're just hops that are going to work for you. So here's what I need you to do. I need you to get out your math notebook. You can pause the video if you need to go get it. Now that you have your math notebook, open up to the next empty page, and you're going to copy this part down in your math notebook right here. Okay, but not yet, because we need to start at and we go to lunch at. So your task is you're going to find out how long you are in school in the morning. And the morning is from when we get to school until we go to lunch. And I know that you're at home doing this and you're not at school, but that's okay. I'm just going to put in some pretend times in here anyway. So we're going to say that we start school at 8:05 a.m. and we go to lunch at 11:50 a.m. Okay, so we need to figure out how long our morning is in hours and minutes. It says to use at least one strategy and to show how you solve the problem. To show how you solve the problem in your notebook, you can go ahead and make your number line like this. Remember, At the beginning, you're going to write down the time that our day starts, which is 8:05. And then at the end, we're going to write down when we're going to go to lunch. So pause the video, go ahead and make some hops and see what you come up with. And then when we come back, we'll talk it through. Okay, here's my timeline or my number line. It might not look exactly like yours. You might have done different lengths of hops, and that's okay. But here's what I came up with. I went from 8:05 to 8:30, and that was 25 minutes. Then I did hour hops. I went from 8:30 to 9:30, 9:30 to 10:30, 10:30 to 11:30, and then my last hop was from 11:30 to 11:50. Well, from 8:05 to 8:30, it's 25 minutes. And then, like I said, these are hour hops, and my last hop was 20 minutes. So what I need to find out is how many hours and how many minutes our morning is. Well, I see 1, 2, 3 hours, and I've got 25 minutes and 20 minutes. Well, I know that 20 plus 20 is 40, plus 5 is 45. So our morning at school might be 3 hours and 45 minutes. We used a number line, or I did anyway. I'm not exactly sure what you used, but I used a number line to solve the problem. I'm just going to show you some examples of a different problem that boys and girls had done for their day. So their day started at 8:45 and went to 11:30. This student used a number line, just like we did, and we've got the hops. This student also used a number line. Same problem, same answer, but you can see they did different hops, which is fine. You do what works for you. Now this person did a number line. Theirs started at 8:05 and went to 11:15. They showed their work 2 different ways. We didn't have to do that, but this person did. They used a number line and they showed it in their clocks. So this person must have had their little clock out, and every time they jumped an hour or hopped an hour, they showed it and drew a picture of it. That would have been a way to show it also. So you could use a number line, or you could draw it out by using the clocks. Either way would have been fine, because we know that there's more than one way to solve a problem. I have added in my math classroom some assignments for you to work on. There will be a math box page and maybe some telling time papers that you can do. You can have mom or dad take a picture of it, send it to me in an email, and we'll see how we're doing. All right, have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.